I very much so believed most of my life I didn't have a problem. And I didn't have a problem and I wasn't an addict because my perspective of what an addict was completely wrong. You see, I thought to be an addict, you had to be on the streets. I thought categorically you had to look poorly. You had to be homeless. You had to be using strong drugs. Stronger than cocaine, my fucking self told me. Crack, heroin, that was an addict. I wasn't sticking pins in my leg. I wasn't smoking from a crack pipe. Therefore, I wasn't an addict. But little did I know, I was just as bad as these people. And when I say bad, the category of the drugs is A-class drugs. I was on A-class drugs all my life and looking down on these people just because I looked like I wasn't. I could dress myself up, do my hair, and appear like I was okay. I had a car, I had a roof over my head and family around me, so I was superior, I was better than these people, but I wasn't. And the second I learned to drop this mentality towards these kind of people was the second I started to break free from my addiction, from my active addiction, and see what life was really like to live clean and sober. I attended Narcotics Anonymous meetings. It was my first port of call where I heard of other addicts talking about their experiences, their problems. And I learned most of my knowledge from crackheads and smackheads. My perspective now, and I look back and I think I wouldn't have learned half of what I learned if it weren't for these people. I was sponsored by people that had issues like this, you know, that had been years and years and years clean, far more superior and clever in recovery than I was. And my whole perspective towards addiction completely changed. So I started working and attending meetings. I probably reckon I've done close to 500, meetings in the first year and a half. Every single fucking day I was going. If I wasn't going once, I was going online and attending meetings. And, it gave me all the positivity to want to change my life, hearing everybody else's stories. And this is why, I was able to see that I could change and actually visually started to see myself change. I listened to people around me. I took advice. Don't get me wrong. From time to time, I thought, fuck off. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. And it was all trial and error. And, even of the last few weeks, I still, was holding this big, I'm better than them, and that's just the way my brain works and functions. But even now, I've took guidance and support through other people in recovery that as much as I didn't hate on them, I very much thought that I didn't need to lean on them. I shouldn't lean on them. I shouldn't ask them for advice because that made me feel ashamed of who I was. And, even like I say, just a few weeks ago when I reached out to a couple of people when I was experiencing bad times, it was fucking the best thing I ever did, was talking to people that were far more, knowledgeable than me. And it works. It works. Talking is one of the best therapies for people. This is why I continue to recover out loud, and I will continue to do so. Dog's got his leads trapped around. He's like, why is it when you're trying to record a video, the dog wants to just walk everywhere in front of you? So I'm going to switch hands now. So people, listen, where did I start? Well, I started in the meetings, like I've just explained. I started going to Narcotics Anonymous meetings. I'm going to drop a link below in this video. And secondly, I realised that to go clean and sober, I had to drop the mentality. I'm not allowed to drink alcohol. I'm not allowed to smoke weed, right? To get off A-class drugs, to stop sniffing cocaine every day of my life, I had to leave it all. Not tell people around me, not convince people around me that I was all right to have a couple of drinks. I cannot. One is too many and 1,000's never enough. Alcohol, for me, leads to cocaine each and every time. So I dropped all that. I experimented, I tried having a few drinks, and every time it took me to the same fucking place, to fucking hell. Off my fucking head, locked in my fucking house, off my fucking tree. Every time. And I learned this was quite an easy way how I was able to fight off the cravings. Because I'd fast forward every time where was it going to take me. When that craving comes to my head and that brain forgets that, you know, that misery, and it only remembers that pleasure and wants you to go get off your head again, I fast forward that moment where it's going to take you, where it's going to lead you. And this is a massive thing I encourage people to do as well. Fast forward that moment where it takes you to every time. I'm just going to cross over my paths here because there's somebody walking. I don't really care about speaking in front of people, but so yeah, so you know, now thirdly, I'm a strong believer of friendship circles and people around you, and this is no fault of their own, may I add. You know, friendship circles and people around you, they're on different paths to you. If you want to recover and you want to stop taking substances, you have to take yourself away from it. You're going to initially give yourself cravings and bring on emotions in your brain that you don't want to feel. You know, if you sat in a barber's long enough, you're going to get your hair cut. So why on earth would you want to put yourself in vulnerable situations? The same applies to sitting in pubs. Don't do it. Avoid alcohol aisles in Tesco's, in Asda. Don't go into Abdul's corner shop because it's very, you know, it's very enclosed and, you know, the alcohol's there. You can see it on the back of the shelves. Avoid these things in early recovery. I still avoid them now. I still avoid all these situations I talk about now. You wouldn't catch me sat in a fucking pub. I've been there, I've done that, I've relapsed. So, what else do we do? Well, when you realise and you understand that you're living with an active addiction and you face the mirror and you tell yourself you're an addict and you admit you're an addict and you admit you've got a problem, is the easier it becomes, as I've already talked about in the beginning of my recovery, going to the meetings and realising I was not superior than anybody else. I was the same. It doesn't matter the choice of drug. You're living with a disease in your brain, an active addiction. And you soon start to realise that you can replace old bad habits with new healthy habits. Look back on your life now and think, when you used to smoke weed, you used to smoke alcohol, for example, did you used to do loads of it? Did you used to obsess about it? You did. You drink so many till you were sick as a kid. You know, certainly me. I used to fucking smoke weed till I whited. I used to sniff coke till I was so paranoid and psychotic, but yet still keep doing it when I'm psychotic and paranoid. I'd think the police were outside, but I'd still keep sniffing. You know, I'd think I'm going to have a heart attack. I'd still keep fucking sniffing. Why? Because I lived with a disease in my brain. I didn't know how to fucking channel it. So as soon as I realised I could swap them bad habits with new healthy habits was a second I realised how easy things could become in my life. And I started implementing gym into my life. Every single fucking morning you will find me in that gym for 2 hours minimum. Running, exercising, doing weights. And it works. But you have to continue to keep working it. I want to reiterate this to people. If you're living with an active addiction inside your brain, a disease inside your brain, that addiction is never going to take a day off. So neither can you. You might have days that are easier than others and think, I can't be bothered today. But that addiction's not having a day off. That addiction's trying to work inside your brain and drag you back to that fucking ground where it wants you. So my advice to you is to keep at 100 miles per hour, keep that foot on the fucking accelerator and do not fucking stop. Treat every day like it's your first day in recovery. Treat every day like it's your last day in recovery. One day at a time. We can fucking save our lives. But every day is a fight. Every day is a fight. Even now, for example, people, I've left the gym 2 hours ago. I'm now out here walking this little lad. I had a difficult weekend, to say the least. I was faced with, you know, loads of situations that normally would have tipped me over the edge. But I don't let them defeat me because I just get out and I continue to my program. I continue to what I know. Now, Narcotics Anonymous do work a 12-step program, which I've worked before. I'm also working through the steps again now with a different sponsor. It's literature into working out why you do what you do, understanding who you are, you know, writing down your defects and your flaws and understanding how to overcome things. I'm a strong believer that this works. You know, it's something people must do. Like I said, the links to Narcotics Anonymous meetings are in the description below. Please go on, type your postcode in and go ahead and, you know, start attending some meetings and go and, you know, talk to other addicts. Now, I am sponsored by somebody that works alongside me. He's there if I need to ask him questions. He's there to walk me through my steps. He guides me when I don't, you know, when I have questions. And, you know, people might look at me and think, you know, why do you need mentoring. You can never learn too much. Every day I'm learning. Spent all my life off my fucking head. I was 11 years old when I picked up drugs. I was 36 when I decided I wanted to fucking stop this life. I managed to stop this life. I should be closing in on 18 months clean and sober. Just days away from 18 months clean and sober. Unfortunately, I had a 5-day relapse over 2 months ago now, when I was faced with a situation that I didn't listen to my own advice, didn't listen to everything what I just told you. And I fucking know now I can never take a fucking day off, because that addiction will work cunningly to bring me back down. It tried, it failed. Luckily enough for me, I was strong enough to pull myself back together. And this time, I'm working at fucking 101 miles per hour. Good luck to it fucking trying to catch me again. So people, please understand, if you're in recovery and you want to get fucking teetotal and get off them A-class drugs, stop drinking alcohol, stop smoking weed, give your fucking mind a clear fucking vision. Don't replace one drug with another. You're just creating another problem. It's as simple as that. A lot of people don't like to hear this, but it's true. If you're suffering and want to get off substances, you need a clear vision in your head. I don't care what people say. It's as simple as that. No mind-altering substances. Obsess about other things. Start cooking. Eating nice food. Walking a dog. Stepping into a gym. Cycling. Borrow somebody's dog and walking your dog. You know, there's so many things we can do. Yes, I understand drugs create massive issues for people with anxiety and everything else. And stepping into the gym might be quite daunting for you. But guess what? I couldn't care a shit. You'd find a way to go get your drugs. You'd find a way to fucking tap people down to get money for the drugs. You can afford to go to the gym if you really want to. You also can afford to beat that anxiety as you walk into a gym. There's YouTube videos of how to use equipment. There's also a park, nature. You need to use 20 minutes minimum of exercise on a morning, I believe, to create natural endorphins in your brain, to set you off in a positive way. I don't know many people that walk into a fucking gym on a morning and come out and sniff a line. I don't know many people that walk into a gym on a morning and walk out and go into the pub. It doesn't happen. If you set your day off in a positive way, you'll end up fucking living your day positively. If you're one of these people that experiment on drugs on a night, then you know what to do, don't you? You get to the gym on a night instead. Second you finish your work or whatever it is you do, you swap that fucking habit, that bad habit, where you find yourself stuck in a fucking pub, or you find yourself stuck in somebody's house sniffing coke, or in your fucking bedroom, and you make sure you're in the gym, or you make sure you're out walking, you make sure you're out cycling. If you don't like living your life as an active fucking drug addict, then you have to do things that maybe you don't fucking like. And guess what? Tough fucking shit. You put the drugs in your body, it's time for you to get them fucking back out. It's time for you to go fucking sober. It's time for you to stop putting your life through fucking misery and everybody around you. You can do it, but you've got to fucking work it. It works if you work it. Now what you're waiting for, go work it. Pack it in.